Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video, and that is going to be a review on my Fitbit charge. I'll just start off by saying that I haven't actually filmed in quite a while, even though it may not seem it. I had a ton of pre-recorded videos, so I haven't actually sat down and filmed in a while, so it's feeling a bit odd, and I've got so many things I need to film. So yeah, you'll be seeing this outfit probably quite a bit. So what is the Fitbit charge? What is a Fitbit in general? Fitbit is a company that tracks how many steps you take, how well you sleep, your overall activity throughout the day. This is the box it came in. So I actually got mine from Amazon rather than the Fitbit website because we have an Amazon Prime account as a family, so I wanted to take advantage of the free shipping because it already is quite an expensive product. The normal Fitbit isn't the one I've got, that's the one that's lower than this one, and that is around £79 I want to say. Comes in a ton of colours. I wish I could have picked that one and have all the nice colours, and you can get loads of nice bands for it. But I will go into more in a minute about why I chose the Fitbit Charge. So the Fitbit Charge, which is what I've got, which I will take off and show you, was £99. So yes, I know it's very expensive for what it is, and you could probably get cheaper ones, but for me, I love this. I've had it now for just over a week. Yeah, just over a week. So I thought I'd put this review up now. This is what it looks like. It's just a silicone rubber band, and then this bit here is hard, and if you actually tap it twice you can get the time to come up or the amount of steps. It's got a little button on the side for where you press it to see all the steps and things like that. Hopefully you can see it all flashing across the screen. Today is a day off work, so I haven't done nearly as many steps or gone up as many flights of stairs as I usually would at work, and it's early in the morning, so yeah. On the back is a little place where you can plug in the charger, and you just plug that straight into your laptop and it charges it. I find for mine it takes about an hour and a half to fully charge, and I've only had to charge it. I charged it when I first got it. It already had half a charge, but I boosted it up, and then I charged it the other night. It will tell you on here when you press the button, it will flash up that you've got low battery. For me, I check this constantly, so especially when I'm at work, I constantly check it to see how many steps I've done. So that probably runs down the battery quite a bit. But yeah, overall the battery on it does last like 4-5 days. And you can also track it on your phone and your computer. So I mainly track it on my phone. You can download the free Fitbit app, and you can see all the steps over the course of the week. Like I said, this is the Fitbit Charge, and I chose the Fitbit Charge because the overall selling point for me was that it could track how many flights of stairs you went up, and at work we have a ton of stairs, and throughout the day I like to get to the car park, just generally going up and down the stairs in our house. I wanted to know, just out of curiosity, how many flights of stairs I went up. So that was the main selling point for me on this one. Another thing was that I could press the button and my steps would instantly come up. I didn't have to wait to look at my phone or go on my computer, because on the normal Fitbit it doesn't have, it has a little screen but it won't tell you how many steps you've done or things like that. It just comes up as little dots, I think, to show your progress. So for me that was one thing that was really key, and now that I've actually used it, I'm so glad that I chose this one over the normal Fitbit, because I like to instantly see how many steps I've walked or how many miles I've gone. Yeah, maybe the only sort of 3 things that I really pay attention to on this are the amount of steps I've taken, the amount of stairs I go up and down, and also sleep, because this can track your sleep. I was a bit skeptical at first. I was like, how does it know when you're going to sleep? I still don't know how it knows that, whether it like can read your how fast your heart's going, and things like that, which I don't know, probably can. But yeah, it's really interesting in the next morning to see how well I've slept. It tells you if you've been awake throughout the night, if you've been restless, and how many hours of sleep you've got. So if you have a hard time sleeping, or you're just really curious about how you sleep, that is a really interesting thing to look at. One thing I will say, sometimes it can be a little off, especially if you've had a really restless night's sleep. I'm a complete fidgeter when I'm in bed. I toss and turn, and that's just naturally how I sleep. And some days it will wake up and said I've taken 11 steps in my sleep, because I just constantly move. But like, for instance, this morning I had a pretty good night's sleep, so it said I didn't take any steps in my sleep. So that's just something to bear in mind. As far as the size of this band, I got the smaller size because I do think I have quite a small wrist. Like for my watch, I always have to take links out and things like that. And I don't know if you can see, I have it on the last two little prongs there, and I sit it, let me show you, I sit it above my watch. So I do have it a little bit looser anyway. I think if I didn't have my watch, then I would make it a little bit tighter. And that was one thing I was curious about, is whether it would look silly next to my watch. Not only because the Fitbit does have a clock on it, and like I said, you can press it and the time comes up, but I thought, is it going to look too bulky on my arm? And to be honest, it really doesn't. I know the Fitbit, the normal one, is a little bit thinner, and I probably would like it to be a little bit thinner, but and I googled pictures of Fitbit wearing with a watch, and there was just nothing that came up. I have quite a large watch anyway, but like I said, I've got quite small wrists, and for me, I find it fine. I don't feel it's overwhelming on my wrist, but like I said, you can just take off a watch and wear it. Normally, I would probably tighten it a little bit if I was to do that. One feature that this has, which I wasn't too bothered about in the start, but I thought that's a novel, quite cool idea, but it's actually been really beneficial, and I've actually found it really helpful, is it has caller ID on it. So if you sync it to your iPhone, or I don't know if it works with Androids and things like that, and you link it to the app, you can set up caller ID on it. So when your phone rings, if it's in your pocket and it's on silent, the Fitbit will come on and it will vibrate, and then it will say on the screen who is calling you, which I find so cool. It does only buzz once, which usually is enough to let me know something's going on with my phone, but I think maybe if it was to buzz a couple times, you really would get the full effect of it. But for instance, when we were in London this past weekend, me and my dad, and I was in Victoria's Secrets at Westfield, and it was completely busy. I had really bad signal, my phone was in my bag, and all of a sudden my Fitbit buzzed, and it said Dad was calling me, and so I was able to just grab my phone and answer the call, which was really helpful, because sometimes you can't hear it. And especially if it's on silent, you're not going to hear it. So that I thought was a really cool feature, and I'm not sure if they've got that on the normal Fitbit. I don't think they do, but from the Fitbit Charge upwards, I think they do have that feature. So with your Fitbit and on your phone, your computer, you can set goals, especially for how many steps you walk a day. For me, steps is it's the biggest thing that I look at and track. So for me, I have a goal of 10,000 steps a day. Usually that is quite achievable actually with the amount that I walk around at work, but I can definitely tell the days that I'm stood more still, because my steps will decrease a lot. Especially when I'm at home, I do nowhere near the amount of steps that I do when I'm at work, because I'm just relaxing and I don't have to keep going up and down stairs and things like that. My goal is 10,000 steps, and when you reach 10,000 steps, it will buzz and it will flash up 10,000 steps. The first time you achieve your goal, it came up with little running shoes, which I thought was really, really cool. And it's just really motivational, I find. Again, when I'm at work, if say I'm at 5,000 steps, I think I want to boost up my steps, I'll just end up walking around the floor. It just keeps you active, keeps you moving, and for me, I find that really sort of beneficial. I'm not worried about my weight, because you can track that as well, and calories and things like that. That doesn't bother me. I find it motivational just to keep moving and keep exercising in a sense, and keep moving and keeping active. You can track how many minutes you're active for. I think it does track it a little bit for you, but you can go in on your phone or your computer and actually input, for example, calories. If you've done a certain workout, you can input that data if that is something that you want to track. Also, with the Fitbit Charge, if you hold the button down, it will start a timer. So if you need a stopwatch for any reason during an exercise or things like that, that's there. Like I said, with the sleep mode, it sort of instantly knows when you're going to sleep. I don't know how that happens. I know with the normal Fitbit, you have to press the front of it a bunch of times to get it go in sleep mode, and you have to press it again in the morning to come out of sleep mode. For me, I probably would forget to take it out of sleep mode. And for the first couple of days I was like, oh, I don't think this is being very accurate. I wish I could just put it into sleep mode. But as it started to gather more of my data, I was like, this is actually pretty accurate. And I find it just really fascinating to look up how well I've slept in the morning. So like I said, I got this from Amazon. I got it in the burgundy colour, which in the photos it looks a lot more red than it actually is, and that was something I was worried about. But I did read a lot of the fact that it doesn't show up nearly as well in photos as it does in real life. In real life, I'm going to hold up to the camera, but I don't know if it's going to show the true colour. It is a lot more purple and that burgundy sort of claret colour. For me, I'm a West Ham supporter, so that is a perfect colour. And the display comes up pink. So if you're a man and thinking, should I get this? If you're alright with having a pink display, then yeah, but it was the clear colour for me to go for. And I think I really would have had a hard time with the normal Fitbit choosing a colour. I know you can get all the different bands, but I think I would have been really indecisive and been swapping them all the time. So this is water resistant. I haven't tested that because I want to keep it in its pristine condition. I don't wear it in the shower or anything like that, but with all my jewellery I take it off before I get in the shower. You can supposedly swim with it. Again, that's not something I've tried, and I probably won't try just for the fear of something happening to it. The other day it was playing up a little bit. It was fully charged, but it was, when I pressed the button, it was going really slowly. Like the graphic was taking a long time to get going and to show the number of steps I'd taken. And I was fine, and the display wouldn't go off. And I thought, oh no, it's broken. I've broken it already. I've only had it a week. But then it went off and it was fine after that. So it was just a bit odd. But overall, I'm actually really pleased that I've got this. At the beginning, it was sort of like, it was definitely a spur of the moment purchase in a way, because I'd seen Organised Jen, or she's now Pretty Neat Living. She got this in one of her subscription boxes, and from then I was researching it. I just forgot about it for a couple of months, and then something came up and I saw it again. And I really liked it, and I liked the idea of it. And it is essentially a flashy pedometer. Yes, you can buy such cheaper ones. And like I said, it's just really motivational to keep me moving. Like my mum will ask me, oh, how many steps have you taken today? And it's really interesting to see. Sometimes I'll purposely get up and start moving, start walking, run around the garden just to get my steps up for that day. There's loads of things that I wanted to say about the Fitbit Charge. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment below. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!